Hello, students. Welcome to Music Appreciation here at UACCM. I am Mr. Logan Smith. I'm your instructor for this course. You are enrolled in the summer course, the 8-week version of this class. And the first thing I wanted to do for this class was to introduce myself and to give you kind of a rundown of what to expect in this class, go over the syllabus, go over how the assignments work, how to connect to McGraw-Hill Connect, and all of that stuff that you'll need to know here early on. So as I said, my name is Mr. Logan Smith. I am a graduate of University of Central Arkansas for both my bachelor's and master's degrees. I was a band director for about 10 years before taking this job, and now I teach music appreciation full-time here at UACCM. I teach both online and face-to-face classes. And I also am a director of music for a small church in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And as you can see behind me, I am in my home studio here. And I also play several instruments, guitar and bass and keyboards and synthesizers and all kinds of stuff. And I have a YouTube channel under the name Logan Jacob, where I post videos regarding electronic music, some of my electronic music, and also some collaborations that I've done with some of my friends in the jazz world, along with some classical compositions and just everything that I've done over the last few years. If you go to YouTube and search for Logan Jacob, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, it's certainly not required for this class. You can also find me on Facebook. If you search for Logan Jacob Music, go to fb.me/Logan Jacob Music to find my official page there if you care about that stuff. You can also reach me if you need anything for the class. The best way to reach me is smithlogan@uaccm.edu, and there's a link to that email in Blackboard. You can also find it in the syllabus. So like I said, for this video, I'm going to jump over to sharing my screen on the computer, and we're going to go over all of the stuff that you need to know, all this, the syllabus and the course materials, pages, how to navigate through Blackboard and all of that stuff. I've also posted a video from McGraw-Hill Connect about connecting your McGraw-Hill Connect account to Blackboard. So make sure that you check that out before you go to complete assignments and course materials, because you will need to know that. You will have to have your accounts connected to be able to receive credit. All right, so I'm going to jump over to the screen here and share everything with you. I just wanted you to have a face to go with the name, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Okay, students, here we are at our front Blackboard page. When you first log into Blackboard, this should be what you see. It should say begin here, and then have an announcement that I've placed, plus some other announcements and folders. I do have my Blackboard set up to show exactly what yours looks like, so you should be able to see that. Now, if you're not seeing this for some reason, you can go over to the left and click begin here, and it will take you to that page. So if you navigate away from it and you need to find that information again, hit begin here, and it will take you to all of these links. Okay, so what I want to do is go over kind of the basics of Blackboard here, where to find the assignments, what the assignments are going to look like, how to complete those assignments, and I also want to go over the syllabus in detail for you. So you can find the syllabus by clicking this link, or you can find it over in the left. There's a page called Syllabus, and this has a bunch of information for you. So if you click on Course Syllabus, it will look like this. It will open the PDF file inside of a window in Blackboard. I've also opened it in another tab to be able to show it a little bit more in kind of a bigger screen. But you can find it there. You can read through it. If you'd like to download it to have a copy of it, you can. So we're going to look at the course syllabus, the course schedule, and the course expectations here at the beginning before we start talking about assignments. So first off, here is our course syllabus, and I'll back up to page 1. Now, you're not getting any paper from me for this class, of course, because it's online only. We're not going to meet face-to-face, so you'll have this digital copy to be able to get a hold of me and to be able to find all the information that you need. So this is our official course syllabus provided by UACCM and modified to fit our course. So here's my information. My office is in the Kirk building, which is closest to the Sonic on that side of campus. If you know where the nurses are and some of the science classes in education, that's where I am, in office 133I, if you ever need to come by and find me. Now, I'm probably not going to be there this summer very much. So But during the fall and spring semester, if you want to stop by, you're welcome to come find me in that office. My office phone is 501-977-2062. And like I said, that in the intro, that phone is set to forward to my cell phone, so you can get a hold of me whenever you need to. I do ask that you please refrain from calling after about 9 o'clock at night. My wife has to get up and go to work pretty early, so we go to bed pretty early. The best way to get a hold of me is with this email address here, smithlogan@uaccm.edu. Make sure that you type it in that way. We do have a few students named Logan Smith on campus. So if you just type Logan Smith and it has some numbers at the end of the username, then that's not the correct email address. So make sure you type smithlogan@uaccm.edu. Here's a little statement about office hours. I don't have office hours during the summer, but I am available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. during kind of normal school times for phone calls. And of course, you can also email me. I will email you back within 48 hours, no matter when you email me. And if you email me during the day, you'll usually get an email back within an hour or so of that. And if for some reason it's been a couple of days after you've emailed me, feel free to send me another one just to remind me. I do get busy sometimes. Here you can find the information for our Dean for General Education. That's Marilyn Thomas. She's located in the University Center, room 206, and her phone number and email address are there if you need to get a hold of her for anything. Here's some information about the course. This is MUS 2003. And for the Arkansas Credit Transfer System, this is course number MUSC 1003. So if you're planning on transferring to Tech or to UCA or to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville, any of those places, that's the course number that you're going to need to take with you. It should automatically transfer, but just in case you need it, you can find it there. This is a 3 credit hour course. If you were taking this during the fall or the spring, you would be in my classroom for 3 hours a week, but instead we are here online. You've got some prerequisites and all that stuff. You don't need to worry about that. Here is the information about the text that you need. So we are using Roger Kamian's Music and Appreciation with the access code. So you do need to get that access code. And this is the 12th edition of the book. Now, if you don't want to have a physical copy of the textbook, that's perfectly fine with me. You don't have to have it. As long as you have that access code, you have access to the textbook. There's a digital version of the textbook on McGraw-Hill's site, on our site for this class, that you can access. In fact, several of our assignments are going to be going through the text and kind of reading the text with some assignments in there. I'll explain those more later. You can purchase that access code through the UACCM bookstore. You can also purchase it through McGraw-Hill's website. Either one of those is fine. To be able to use financial aid, of course, you will need to go through the UACCM bookstore. Some technology requirements for this class. You need to have access to Microsoft Office. You can get to Office 365 for free as long as you use your UACCM student email account. You're going to need to have Adobe Acrobat Reader to be able to pull up PDF files. Again, that's free and available online. You're obviously going to need to have access to the internet to be able to use this class. And of course, you probably won't need a printer for me, but you will need access to email and some kind of cloud access to be able to send me files if you need to. You're going to need some basic computer skills to be able to use this, knowing how to access Word documents and edit Word documents, sending emails, attaching documents, all that stuff. And of course, if that worries you, you can always ask me a question. I'm here to help. I would be more than happy to help you. And of course, you will need to have the UACCM computer form turned in. That form can be completed. It has to be completed for you to be able to get to Portal, which includes Blackboard, email, and Campus Connect. Hopefully, by the time you're here, that's already been taken care of. This is a bring your own device class. We're not providing any iPads or computers or anything for you. We're not doing this in computer lab. You are expected to have your own device. Learning outcomes you can find here. All right, grades. That stuff is important. So our grades are split into 4 different categories. You have homework or in-class work, which is 35% of your grade. We'll have some performance assessments, which is 2 assignments, and those are worth 20% of your grade. And I'm going to talk more about those in week 2. I want to give you a week to get used to the class before I bring in those big assignments. You will have exams. You'll have an exam every week, and those will add up to 30% of your total grade. And then the final exam for our class, which you'll have at the end of July, will add up to 15% of your total grade. And here you can see the description for all the assignments. I don't think I need to go over those. For the final, you will need to have Respondus Monitor to be able to take the final at home, which accesses a webcam and records you taking the test, or you will need to come to the campus, and I'll give you a date when I'm going to be here to allow you to do that, to be able to come to the campus and take the exam that way. You can find our attendance information here for this class. So you do have you have to log in regularly to get attendance for this class. I record attendance every Monday at 8 a.m. for the previous week. So our first set of attendance will go in on June 15th. And I'm just going to look back and make sure that you logged in and did some work sometime between June 8th and June 12th to be able to get credit for that week. Now, I will email you before I automatically withdraw you from the class to kind of touch base with you and find out what's going on. But if you have 2 absences, if you go 2 weeks without doing any coursework, I will fill out the administrative withdrawal form and you will be withdrawn from the class. Now, you can appeal that if you need to, but the best thing you can do is if something happens or if you know that your family is going to be on vacation and you're not going to log in for a certain week, I need you to email me and tell me that so that I know what's going on. And of course, you have to keep up with your work. Okay. You have to have an F in the course before I'll do the administrative withdrawal. So as long as you're keeping up with your work, you should be fine. But again, if something's going on or if you know now that you've got a specific week that you're not going to be available, be sure to shoot me an email and let me know. The best thing you can possibly do is communicate with me about any of that stuff. Okay, we talked about email. We talked about response time. You can read about netiquette. Obviously, we don't have to worry about inclement weather. I do recommend signing up for the emergency alert system if you're going to be a student at UACCM for any length of time. That way you can know what's going on at UACCM whenever we have returned to campus, of course. The course evaluation for this class will be available starting Friday, July 17th, and will be available through Monday, July 27th. And as we get closer to that, you'll start seeing emails, and I'll post a link to it on Blackboard and all of that good stuff. You've got a few links down here, the course catalog if you need to go back and check that out, and then, of course, a link to Blackboard and to McGraw-Hill Connect, which you can find here. The next link is the course schedule, and that is this PDF. So this is just an overview of what our calendar looks like, basically. I will have a more detailed outline available for you by the end of this week. I'm still polishing that up for this 8-week class. But this lines out each week what we're going over, when the exam is for the week, all the dates, all of that stuff. Okay? So if you want to know how we're doing things, it's all broken down by week here. Okay? Now, fortunately, our book does a pretty good job of dividing into units that fall within this week outline, but some are broken up a little bit. You can see that the romantic period starting in week 5 is actually a week and a half long. So we don't have an exam during week 5. That exam for part 6, the romantic period, will be in the middle of week 6. So that'll be due on July 15th, which is a Wednesday. And then again, you won't have one on the 20th century until the end of week 7 on July 24th. Okay? As each week becomes available, the exam for that will become immediately available to you. So you'll have all week to take the exam. It will be due in most cases on Friday by 11:59 p.m. Okay, so if you try to take it on Saturday morning, you're going to be too late. So you'll have to take it during the week sometime. The exceptions to that are exam 6, which is due on a Wednesday, July 15th, as I just mentioned. And I think that's the only one that's due. Oh, and the exam 8 is actually due on a Thursday, July 30th, which is the last day of class. And our final exam is due at that same time. As we approach that, I'll give you more information about those dates. So here's kind of your basic outline to see what we're doing from week to week. Again, check your calendar in Blackboard. You'll see all of the assignments and their due dates there, and I'll show you that in just a second. And I'll have a more detailed course outline for you available here pretty soon. The next item I want to look at under syllabus is our course expectations. And I did borrow this from Miss Bradley, who teaches in the technology department. So if you've taken a class from her, it's all pretty similar. I'm not going to read through this word for word. A lot of the information is available on in the syllabus as well. So it's got how to contact me, what's going on with the class. There's a little bit of information if you need help with Blackboard. If you get confused, you can click on the Blackboard video help link, or you can also email me. I've gotten fairly proficient with Blackboard over the last year or so, and if I can't find the answer to your question, I will send you to somebody who can. Here again, you can find your technology requirements. For all of the exams, you will need the Respondus Lockdown browser. Now, you don't have to have Monitor for those because not all of you have access to a webcam, but you will need at least the Lockdown browser for the exams. Okay. It is not available for Chromebooks or Android devices. So if you're using a Chromebook, you'll need to find another method to be able to take the exams, whether that's coming up to campus and taking them in the library once that reopens, or using an iPad or some other device. There is a Respondus Lockdown browser available for iPad, so you can take my exams on an iPad if you need to. Okay, let's talk about due dates. You've got all of the due dates available. Once I get that outline posted for you, you'll have all that there. And I also make all of the due dates clear in my assignments. You can turn in late work up to 1 week late for partial credit, but after that, I will not take it anymore. Okay. Now, for week 8, you have to get that turned in time. Okay. That's the end of the semester. After June 30th, I cannot take any more assignments from you. Okay. Because of when I have to get July 30th. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. Because I do have to get the grades turned in. So no work will be accepted after July 30th. So you have to turn that week 8 stuff in on time. But everything else, you have up to a week afterwards to get it turned in for partial credit. As far as turning in assignments, this is a paperless class. All of the assignments will be submitted through through Blackboard or through McGraw-Hill Connect, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you have the sufficient time and resources to be able to submit your work. Okay, I'm giving you as much information as I can. I'm going to open up as much of the course as possible, as early as possible, so that you have a good amount of time to get things done. I know many of you work full time and have a lot of other stuff going on. I want to make sure that you can get your stuff done. And I, of course, am willing to work with you as much as possible. But again, it is your responsibility to make sure all that stuff happens. You can check the course materials page for more detail on assignments. We're going to go over that stuff here in just a minute. And remember that to get attendance, you have to complete at least one assignment every week for attendance. Now, you have a lot more assignments than that for this class, so you're going to want to do more than that. That's the bare minimum just to be counted present for the class. Okay. Sorry if you heard my daughter hollering at me there. I had to pause the video for a second to get her some lunch. She was starving. Okay, so going back to Blackboard, to the main page, want to go over some of the other stuff that you may need to find, where to find things, and all of that good stuff. So under announcements, I don't have anything in here yet, but by the time you see this video, there will be a welcome announcement with a link to this video in it. So hopefully you've seen that. I suggest checking this announcements page every time you log in. The very first thing you do when you log into Blackboard is check that announcements page. Now, I will also send you emails so that you'll get information from me as well that way. So make sure that you're checking your emails. You also, if you have the Blackboard app on your phone, you might want to set it to give you notifications so that you'll see when I've graded assignments or if I've posted something new or anything like that, you'll get it on your phone there. But this announcements page is a really important one for you to check almost every day. The gradebook is where you will see assignments, and it'll show you whether or not I have graded those assignments. Now, as you can see, I already have a whole bunch of assignments in, and by the time we get to the end of week 1, there should be even more assignments there. So there's a lot of stuff for this class. I'm going to go over all that with you here pretty soon. Don't be intimidated by it, though. Most of these assignments will not take you that long to complete. Okay, the bulk of the material for this class is going to be found under week 2. And here we go. This is what it actually looks like for you. So you can only see week 1 at the moment. I will have the rest of the weeks available to you here pretty soon so that you can go ahead and start working ahead if you need to. All right, but I just wanted to kind of ease you into it a little bit. I don't want to give you too much stuff at one time. So for now, focus on week 1. If you click there, you'll see a detailed list of what's due, what assignments you have to work on, and the basic instructions for this section. So week 1 focuses on the elements of music, which is part 1 in the book. And I tell you to read part 1, chapters 1 through 11, and watch the embedded videos, and then complete the assignments listed below. And those assignments are divided into the different chapters of part 1. Okay, so you've got 3 types of assignments that you're going to be doing every week for this class. You have Learn Smart assignments, what I call just regular assignments, and our listening assignments. And then also I have here that exam 1 is due on the 12th, which is Friday at 11:59 p.m. All of these other assignments are also due at that same time. So you've got all week to take care of all this stuff. Okay, so let's talk about these different type of assignments. The first one you'll encounter is a Learn Smart assignment. And I've got a little link here, which is a video for how to connect to your McGraw-Hill account. I suggest you watch it. It's like 4 minutes long or something. And it's from McGraw-Hill. It's produced by them. I'm also going to show you how to do it from our perspective so that you can see. Now, you will need to be connected to the McGraw-Hill Connect to be able to turn in these assignments, and they are a big chunk of your grade. So you have to do that. You can't try to skip out of it. I know it's expensive, and I'm sorry, but for these online courses, it's invaluable to have those there. So you have to have it to take this class. Now, when you click on the Learn Smart assignments, sometimes it'll show you a different folder. Sometimes it'll just show you the assignments. If it does show you the folder, just click on it. And here you'll see all of your Learn Smart assignments. If they have this LS icon here, that is a Learn Smart assignment, which means it's going through McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay, I've got a little item here that you can read. The first time you click on an assignment, if you have not created a McGraw-Hill account, it's going to ask you to do that. Okay. Remember, if you have not already created a McGraw-Hill account, you need to use your uaccm.edu email address. That way it'll link your McGraw-Hill account to Blackboard. Otherwise, when you complete an assignment, it won't show up in Blackboard for me. And I'm going to have to take you through the process of linking it if you don't do that initially. So make sure that you link it immediately. The easiest way to do that is before you ever go to McGraw-Hill account, to McGraw-Hill Connect, you open up these assignments and just click on one of them. And as you can see, it'll open up McGraw-Hill. Now, I'm logged in as an instructor, so it's going to look a little bit different on my view. But when you log in there, it'll take you to McGraw-Hill, it'll ask you to set up an account, and then it will automatically link that over. Let me get back to Blackboard here. Okay, so notice that there are 11 of these assignments. There's one for every part. And what these Learn Smart assignments do, let me see, I think I can actually preview the assignment with you here. So this is what it looks like for you. It opens up what is called a Smart Book, which is the text in web form. And what I love about these assignments is that it keeps you from having to just sit there and read through the book, because nobody wants to do that. The book has 606 pages. I don't read textbooks. I would much rather go through this and find the information I need. Now, some of the stuff may be grayed out. If you just click on it, it'll show it to you. The book kind of decides what's important and what's not. I still recommend you read as much as possible. The nice thing is you can click on stuff and it'll show you links. It'll define words for you. And there's a lot of embedded videos. So it may look like there's a lot of stuff here, but there, with all these embedded videos and pictures, it's really not that much content. So as you click through these, it'll show you kind of important stuff that it has highlighted. There'll be some videos, and you do need to watch these, especially in part 1. There's a video that explains each element of music. Since we're not lecturing in class, you'll want to watch those videos for their explanation of it. You know, it's music. You need to be able to hear it to be able to understand what's going on there. And then as you go through these, it'll have some questions for you to answer. So if you go down here to where it says practice in the bottom left, if you click on that, it'll ask you a question. Okay, you have 11 questions for this first Learn Smart assignment. So you'll go through what is the term for the distance between the lowest tone and the highest tone that an instrument can play. And you will learn that that is range. So then I hit I know it. It confirms, and then it takes me to the next question. Okay, that is your Learn Smart assignment, is completing all of those. Okay, and if you're not sure, if you find a question and you're like, oh, I don't know what the loudness and softness of music is, you can click read about this, and it'll actually take you to that section of the book to be able to find the answer. Okay, that's what's great about these Learn Smart assignments in the Smart Book, is that it shows you exactly what it's talking about there. And you can go through and click on each of those. Once you finish those, it will automatically show me that you've completed it, and I'll be able to give you your grade. So there is one for each chapter of the book, and the chapters in the book are generally very short. So they should only take you about 5 or 10 minutes a piece to do them. So you'll be able to knock these out each week with no problem. When I go back to course materials, the second type of assignment you'll be doing each week is just under the label assignments. These are multiple choice assignments that look just like a test. If you've taken a test in Blackboard before, to be able to make them self-grading, I essentially just set them up as a test. So when you click on them, it'll pull up just like you're taking a test. You don't have to have respondus for these or anything. You hit begin, and it's going to start asking you these multiple choice questions. Okay? Each one of them is 10 to 15 questions long, and they all add up to the exam. Cancel out of that. So every question that's in these is on the exam, and the entire exam is in these assignments. Now, I have these set up so that you can take them multiple times. So if you complete an assignment and you only got half of them right, you can go back and do it again until you get it correct. These also serve as your study guides for the test. I'm not going to do study guides printed for you because you've got them right here. Okay, so go back and review those, make sure you know the answers, and that is all the questions for the test. They come from the same pool. Okay, same questions, same answer options. They'll be in a different order. That's the only thing that's different. Okay, so again, these won't take you very long to do, maybe 10 minutes each of them. And you'll have anywhere between, 5 and 10 of these for each unit, for each week that you have to do. And then finally, we have listening assignments. This is a music class. Obviously, listening is a big part of what we're doing. Okay, so you're going to have 4 or 5 assignments each week that for each unit that deal with listening. Some of the longer units will have more, but those will be divided into 2 weeks. Okay, so you've got some instructions here. These assignments are going to require you to listen to music and respond to the music. It's going to ask you specific questions about the music. There's going to be a link at the top of each assignment that will take you to a McGraw-Hill page. You will have to be logged in to be able to access that. Those are the listening guides that show up throughout the textbook. So to complete these assignments, You will download the Word document for each assignment, answer the questions in complete sentences, save the document, and then attach the file using the Browse My Computer button and submit the assignment for your grade. So I'm going to go through that with you now. So assignment 1.1, the name of each assignment tells you what section it has to do with. So if I go back to McGraw-Hill Connect, and we'll go to our 8-week course. Again, this is instructor view, so it looks a little bit different. So our book is separated into units. So part 1 has several chapters. So you've got part 1, chapter 1, part 2, chapter 2. And as you can see, these are not terribly long chapters. So this is part 1, chapter 1. Okay, very short. And then you get to part 1, chapter 2. Again, very short. So there's not all that much stuff there. Chapter 2 is actually longer because it does have a bunch of videos and stuff. But for the most part, they're very short. So on these assignments, I've got it broken down by part and chapter. So listening assignment 1.1 is Unit 1, Chapter 1. 1.2 is Unit 1, Chapter 2. And some of them will have hyphens here. So this is Unit 1, Chapters 3 and 4. Sometimes not every chapter has an audio file. Sometimes I can kind of connect them together. So like Chapter 1, or Part 1, Chapters 9 through 11 is all in this one assignment. Okay? So we'll go to listening assignment 1. It tells you that it's due. This one is due on Friday, June 12th. It's worth 10 points. And it has an assignment attached to it, which is a docx document, a Word document. Okay. If you're using a Chromebook, you will be able to do these in Docs for Word and then save it. One quick note, if you're using a Mac, it'll open in Pages and you can complete it there. But when you save it, you have to save it as a .docx file or a .doc file. If you save it as a .pages file, I won't be able to open it. I don't have a Mac here. I have one in my office at the church that if I need to, I can open them there, but I would much rather you do it, save it as a .doc folder so I can open it on my school computer for grading. Okay. And if you make that mistake, I'll let you know. It's not going to hurt your grade or anything. All right, so you'll click on that assignment. It'll pop up this little thing here, and you can either just open it or save it. And when you open it, it'll look like this. Now you'll hit Enable Editing, and here's the assignment. So I've got 2 pieces of music in this first assignment, and it shows you what the piece is. And it gives you a link to be able to find the information about that assignment. And then it's got some questions. Some of these are opinion questions. Some of these are questions about specific parts of it. And some of these you'll be able to find the answers directly in this page, like what instruments are used in this piece. Well, if we control click, so hold control and click on it, it'll open that up. And it should take you to this listening guide. It might pop up a thing that says you have to log in. So if it does, go to another tab, go to McGraw-Hill and log in, and then refresh this tab, and it should work for you. And then here, you can listen to the piece of music. So this is a 3-minute excerpt, and it'll tell you some stuff about it. Now, for some of the other information about it, you might have to go to the chapter in the book. So if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see where it talks about. Here we go, the Firebird. And you've got your instrumentation right there, which is one of the questions. It talks about characteristics, the stuff that's happening overall, and then you can listen to it here. And as you're listening, it'll walk you through and tell you all this information that's going on throughout the piece. Now, once you've completed that, before you submit the assignment, you have to save it. If you don't, you're going to upload a blank document to me, and I'm going to make you do it again. Okay? So you have to save the document. Make sure you know where you saved it. If it says read only, then go to save as, and you can save it wherever you need to. And then once you've saved it, you'll come back here to Blackboard. You'll go to Browse My Computer, locate the assignment, hit Open, and it will allow you to submit it for grading. Okay? If you have any questions about that, please email me. I will be happy to do it. I want to make sure that you're able to get all this stuff done. So in this first week, if you're struggling with how to do some of that stuff, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Okay, that's it for the assignments. I do want to quickly go through and show you some of the other parts that you might need access to. Okay, we have discussion board here. I may have some assignments. Actually, I will have some assignments that'll ask you to go to the discussion board, and you'll have links to all of those. Your calendar. This is a fantastic tool for you to have access to. This will show you exactly where all your when all of your assignments are due. Okay, so you notice that for this class, which is the blue class here, the lighter blue, there's a lot of stuff due on the 12th. Okay, but again, each of those assignments is not going to take you that long to do. So this calendar is great. It shows you all of that stuff. If you need to send an email, you can find it here. Let me go to the student view. So here we go. So you can email if you need to through there. We're not going to use any Collaborate sessions, so you shouldn't have to worry about Collaborate. You can find help for the Blackboard videos here, to be able to find that information if you need to. Other than that, that's pretty much all you need to know about getting started for this class. I hope this isn't too overwhelming for you. There's a lot of material. It is a rigorous class. This is an 8-week course, which is half as long as the fall and semester classes, but we have to get through as much information. So you need to plan on doing a little bit of work every single day. I'm hoping that you don't have more than about 4 or 5 hours of work a week to do, which may actually be a little bit on the light side for what we're supposed to do. But I want to make sure that you can get through everything, okay? If you're struggling with something, please email me or call me, and I will be happy to work with you on stuff and make sure that you can go through this stuff. If we need to do a Collaborate session or a Zoom session or something to talk through things, we absolutely can. And you could show me what's going on your screen, and maybe I can help you out with stuff. Okay? I think that's all I've got here. I'm going to jump back over to where you can see me and close it out from there. All right, I'm back. So that's all the basic stuff that you need to know for this class. I hope that you found it informative. If you have any questions or you're not sure about something, again, feel free to call me through my office phone number listed in the syllabus, or you can also email me at smithlogan@uaccm.edu. Now, my office phone is set to forward to my cell phone, so even if I'm not in my office, which I'm not for the summer, you can still get a hold of me through that number. And again, that number is listed on the course syllabus. But of course, the best way to get in touch with me is smithlogan@uaccm.edu. I usually answer within 24 hours. If you email me during the day, I will probably answer within an hour or so of you emailing me. But if you email me between about 9 o'clock at night and 7 o'clock in the morning, it'll be a few hours before I get back to you. It'll be the next business day usually, but I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. It's great to meet all of you, and I look forward to working with you throughout this course, and I hope to see you soon.